We've covered a lot in regards to migraines and pain. I need you to understand and appreciate a few other things in regards to jaw, face, neck, and shoulder pain, and understand the interrelationship. Again, we talked about the brain and the brainstem. These nerves are called cranial nerves, and they go to the brainstem. There's 12 of them. So your special senses, hearing, taste, and a bunch of those. But let's look at the motor or the muscle cranial nerves and see how they work together. When we look at the jaw, this is cranial nerve number 5. It controls the jaw, the muscles of chewing, and the teeth, and a whole bunch of other things. Now, this is called the brachial arch, or the first cranial nerve that is more lateral. The midline cranial nerves for motor or muscle are for the eyes and for the tongue, which are the most midline. There are 3, 4, 6, and 12. Now, let's look at the ones that control the jaw, the face, the neck, and the shoulder. They're all cranial nerves, and they're all in the family. We call these homologous columns. But just look at it as a family. Now, a family always talks to each other before it talks to the outside world. So you can't affect any part of the family without affecting one. So if something happens to baby bear, it affects both mama bear and papa bear, right? Something happens to mama bear, it affects papa bear and baby bear. So let's look at these cranial nerves, and they're called brachial arch cranial nerves, and they start in a column. The first one is cranial nerve 5. That controls the jaw, the teeth, and the muscles. The next one is the face, or cranial nerve 7, sits right below it. Then we have cranial nerves 9 and 10, which controls the palate and swallowing. And then we have cranial nerve 11, which controls the SEM, or neck movement, and the shoulder, or the trapezius, the spinal accessory nerves. So we have 5, 7, 9, 10, and 11. It's a family. It's a column. You cannot affect one area and have pain in one area and not affect the rest of the column. So it can start either above or below or somewhere in between. But you have to understand that every time we have a pain input from there, it affects 50,000 to 100,000 other synapses in this column. So if I have jaw pain, that can now move into what? Facial pain. To move into neck pain, move into shoulder pain, or vice versa. It can start below and work its way up. So we always have to treat the column, okay? So when we go into doing treatments, we're going to look at the teeth, the muscles, and the joints here, and we're going to balance those out. We're going to relax the neck muscles and the shoulder muscles and understand this is part of that cervical part of the trigeminal nerve, and that input is very, very important. So I need you to understand you can't affect one part of the family without affecting the others. When we look at that, you have to address the whole family in order for you to get good harmony.